Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Black Scout Live. And if you're watching this, that means you're wide awake. You're not one here. You're not here for comfort. You're here for the truth, fire, and strategic clarity. The world's boiling, man. It has been for a while. And while the sheep scroll TikTok in a dopamine coma, President Trump just ordered the skies over Iran shut down and also demanded unconditional surrender. And the USS Nimitz just rerouted to the Middle East. That ain't peace talks. That's a damn power play. Okay. Tonight, I'm giving you a full battlefield brief. Well, I guess this afternoon, but whatever. I'm used to doing late night lives. What just happened in Iran? We're talking about Trump's real motives and who's aligned for World War III. How China, Israel, and Russia are all baiting each other. And what should you be watching for next? Okay. That's what we're going to be talking about. And yes, I'll be reading between the lines because where the mainstream media lies, we're looking for the smoke trails and the shell casings. Okay. So let's get into it. Let me play this clip. This is breaking news. It's just that came out a short time ago. Check it out.
Breaking news. The president very, very active on his Truth Social this hour. That's because, according to Axios' reporting, President Trump will meet with his national security team in the White House Situation Room at 1 p.m. Eastern today to make decisions about U.S. policy toward the war between Israel and Iran. 3 U.S. officials have told Axios, and this is key, why this matters. The U.S. official said Trump is seriously considering joining the war and launching a U.S. strike against Iran's nuclear facilities, especially its underground uranium enrichment facility in Fordow. It is built into a mountain. They cannot get to it without our bunker-busting weapon. They need it, and they'll need our...
Of course they need us. So let me see here, man. So you see this here. Trump posted on, is this it? Yeah, here it is. He posted that America has complete and total control of the skies over Iran. So you have to ask, what does that mean in layman's terms? What it means is that Iran's radar and SAM network, 70 plus batteries, were wiped out within 24 hours. Now, not by U.S. troops directly, but by Israeli air power with help. The IDF launched precision airstrikes, drones, and decoys, while U.S. forces provided back-end electronic warfare support and satellite intelligence. Okay. Now, and about 300 Hellfire missiles were shipped to Israel 2 days ago before the strike, quietly. Forgot to mention that one. That's not defense. That's pre-mission coordination. Washington greenlit the whole thing. Okay. They don't call it joint operations anymore. They just do it and deny the label. Okay. That's how they're getting by with this stuff. Now, you have Lindsey Graham and Sean Hannity foaming at the mouth to get into war. Check it out.
Chapter on the largest state sponsor of terrorism in modern history. We got a chance to end a threat to the state of Israel forever by replacing this regime with something better. And I do believe the biggest winner of the Ayatollah leaving would be the Iranian people. So pray for our troops in harm's way. There are risks associated with any operation. They join the military to keep their country safe and to make the world a better place. And taking on the Ayatollah does both. To our friends in Israel, we have your back. We're praying for...
Stand by. Did you hear what he just said? You signed up to protect the world, America, and that's what this does. So whenever the troops go out in the next few days, hey, you're defending America, freedom, apple pie.
Success. You've tolerated too much too long into the world. You have normalized trying to kill the Jews. When Israel's attacked, nobody says a word about it. If France were attacked, what would the French do? What would we do? So the days of expecting Israel to sit on the sidelines and not go to the heart of the beast are over. Take this regime down, make the world a better place.
Well, they took themselves down. Donald Trump, I mean, God bless him. He's given them every opportunity. Look what he was able to pull off with India and Pakistan as that situation was heating up. Pretty remarkable.
So, yeah, they're foaming at the mouth. Lindsey Graham, especially because he's got lots of money tied into the military industrial complex. You know, he's a puppet for them. He's always wanting war, and he's wanted a war with Iran for the past 30 plus years. Now, unconditional surrender, Trump says. We know exactly where the supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target. We're not going to take him out for now, but our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Dude, that is not saber rattling. That is a threat. Okay, that's targeting language. Make no mistake. He's saying we have you in our crosshairs. We won't kill you yet, but if Iran keeps retaliating, you're toast. Now think about this. That's the same language Bush used before Operation Iraqi Freedom. Pinpoint the head of the regime, issue a public ultimatum, and bait a retaliatory strike. Now, it kind of goes along with Netanyahu said about Saddam Hussein. The same thing. The WMDs that never existed. Okay?
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. And there is no question that once he acquires it, history shifts immediately. There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing.
No question, but we never found them. Okay. Lives lost. But here's where we go from facts to the battlefield. Iran hasn't authorized nuclear reactivation since 2003. Even the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard herself, confirmed Iran is not building a nuke. So listen to her say this. This was just a few months ago.
Not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The IC continues to monitor closely if Tehran decides to reauthorize its nuclear weapons program.
So even she said it a few months ago. Now here's Trump being asked about it.
How close do you personally think that they were to getting one? Because Tulsi Gabbard testified in March that the intelligence community said Iran wasn't building a nuclear weapon.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
Are you open to negotiating with the Iranians right now, or do you want to wait?
I've been negotiating.
But you notice that he has turned on a lot of his own supporters this past few days. I wonder why. Why would he do this? We're going to get to that.
I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. Their cities have been blown to pieces. They've lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them, do the deal. So I don't know. I'm not too much in the mood to negotiate now.
Do you think you'll be in the Situation Room tomorrow at any point?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, girl, while you're sleeping.
A call for Tehran to evacuate. Is there a threat or is there incoming? What was the thinking on the full evacuation?
I want people to be safe. And that's always possible. A thing like that could happen. I just want people to be safe.
Specifically, do you have
so hard if they do anything to our people? We'll come down so hard.
If they do anything to our people, they're setting up the stage. So you see this, Iran should have signed the deal. I told them to sign. What a shame, a waste of human life. Simply said, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. He says it right there. That means one thing, ladies and gentlemen, one thing. Anyway, so why all this now? Because it's not about nukes. It's about the chessboard. And Iran is China's outpost in the Middle East, if you didn't know. This was a proxy bait, a way to draw out Russia's sympathies, China's digital warfare assets, and global response from NATO, India, and the UK. This is pre-positioning for a bigger war, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. We have massive refueling tankers launched from the U.S. that landed in Germany, Spain, Greece, and the UK. Over 31 tankers supporting long-range bombing. We have tons of movement happening, right? The USS Nimitz rerouted from Vietnam to CENTCOM control, okay? And that's not support. That's what you call strike readiness, okay? Now, right now, the world looks like this. Axis 1, okay? Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, Yemen, and Pakistan. They're halfway in, Okay. But then we have Axis 2, U.S., Israel, NATO, India, and UK. So that's what we have lined up now. Okay. This is the World War III alignment map forming in real time. And here's the dark pill. Trump may not want war, but he may not have a choice. We're already in it. What you're seeing is phase 0 economic, cyber, proxy, and regional engagements. Okay. You know the drill. You know what time it is. You know who owns DC. Okay. Now let's zoom out. Why now? Because globalists are losing control of the narrative. Trump's back in power. Biden's puppet show collapse didn't work. Central banks are on fire. And the deep state knows the best way to reset the game is simple. It's war. War justifies emergency powers, domestic suppression, rearming the military-industrial profit chain, and resetting global markets through destruction. And best part of all, war silenced political opposition. You can't protest when you're dodging freaking missiles. You can't criticize leadership when there's a national emergency. It's the Cloward-Peevens collapse theory with camouflage paint job on it. That's what it is. Now, let's give Trump credit. He's playing them like a tactician, right? Publicly, he says we're not entering the war. Iran should have taken the deal. Civilians must evacuate Tehran. But militarily, right? He's moving the pieces, right? He's rerouted the Navy, hardwire cyber infrastructure. But no American voted for that. We didn't want any wars. Okay? This is covert escalation with plausible deniability. He's buying time, right? Hopefully, Israel bloodies the waters and holding America back, but may not have a chance. May get pushed into it. That's what it looks like. That's what it's looking like. If Iran fires a single missile at U.S. assets, it's game on. And what's the best way to do that? Make it happen. And then you're involved. Okay? But, you know, Tucker Carlson's not on board, dude. And listen, I like what Tucker Carlson does. He honestly asks a lot of the right questions, to be honest with you. I mean, the dude's pretty on point. He calls out a lot of corruption. I know he gets a lot of hate, but dude calls out a lot of corruption. He's not on board with this. Many people ain't. We didn't vote for another war, dude. Not in the Middle East. And so he's been one of Trump's most consistent and powerful supporters. But he just raised a red flag. If Trump gets dragged into Iran, it's over, he says. He says it's not just political future, but for America as we know it. Now, that should make you pause. Tucker's not some soft centrist, man. He's been exposing CIA psyops, globalist plots, and WEF infiltration for years. He lost his job at Fox for it. That's the kind of trap that takes down empires, he said, not just presidents. And here's what makes it so dangerous, right? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Trump goes full scale in Iran, man. The deep state wins in one move. They fracture America's first base, kill the populist momentum, and lock us into another endless war while they print money and ship your sons off to fight in sandstorms. It's the same strategy they used in Iraq, wrapped in patriotism, launched in fear, and paid for by blood. The only difference is we see it now. We're watching. But Trump took a shot at Tucker.
You're criticizing you, saying that you're complicit in the war.
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly, are you talking with Alexia?
Just FYI, Tucker gets more views now than every freaking Fox host. He's killing the game. But Trump taking a shot at him, man, I don't understand, to be honest with you. So what's next? Here's the most likely progression. Iran retaliates again. Likely it's a drone or cyber attack on Israeli or U.S. targets. Trump gives a 24-hour ultimatum. A precision U.S. strike hits Tehran's military nerve centers. China responds diplomatically, maybe escalates in Taiwan. Russia tests NATO in Eastern Europe. The next 7 to 14 days are what we will call the flashpoint window. And if that window closes without open war, they'll try it again later. Because the global elite need the war. It's the only way to bury their crimes. Keep us in thrall. We forget about Jeffrey Epstein. We forget about all this stuff. Keep us wrapped in this, okay? But by farce, it's not over. You know, it's kind of like this. They mysteriously found all this nuclear underground stuff, but they just found it, but Israel had a drone making facility within Iran.
Satellite images revealing the location of a previously unknown Iranian nuclear site. Now, the facility spans nearly 2,500 acres, and this is a big discovery. Jillian Turner has more from the State Department. Good morning, Jillian.
Pretty explosive, Dana. These satellite images that we have obtained exclusively show the alleged site location and even the layout of the secret, previously unknown nuclear weapons facilities inside Iran. This, of course, raises.
Gee willikers, we just found it. Perfect timing. Cue the nuclear underground site. We're needing bunker busters. Anyway, in the middle of the chaos, guys, your strength still matters. Your perseverance still matters, man. The war might be digital. It might be at your front door. It might be a drone. But you're still the weapon, and weak men don't survive blackouts, red lines, or border breaches, okay? That's why I take Black Forest supplements, man. The most dialed-in performance formulas I've ever used. Firm believer in them. Dude, I sell my own supplements. I still use Black Forest supplements, man. They're organic. They're good to go. Right now, their entire line is 50% off for Father's Day. It's been a few days. I asked them to extend it. 50% off, man. Anyway, let's talk about stem cells. Stem cells, dude, keeps you young, man. I'm an old man. Try to stay young. Obviously, the body wants to age, but you got to keep it young. One thing about stem cells, let me talk about it. Let me play this Dr. Eric Berg real quick.
Ways to stimulate your stem cells without having to go to a clinic and go through any surgical procedure or spend thousands and thousands of dollars. A stem cell is kind of like this reserve cell that can pretty much change into anything that you need. They're using it now to regenerate fibrosis, which then allows the heart muscle function to improve by 30%. They can do the same thing with liver fibrosis and damaged brain cells. They're getting great results stimulating new cartilage in your joint. Some people are using it for autoimmune diseases like MS, and also to help rejuvenate skin cells to act.
Man, I need the cartilage. Trust me, you get old, all those ruck runs and all that kind of junk back in the day. Now, the one big one I use a lot is cocoa Flavanols. Man, it's my favorite. I use it every single day. It's not some gimmick. Their formulas are built to stimulate stem cells, okay? Repair vessels and make you harder to kill. Backed by Dr. William Lee. I'm going to play a video by him. I play this video many times, but I want you to hear from a doctor, not some dummy like me. Proven in clinical studies, man. I put in my coffee and my protein shakes. I actually put in my black coffee every morning. I drink black coffee every morning, a couple cups. I put it in there, and helps you nitric oxide boost, your cardiovascular system, and obviously rejuvenating stem cells.
So that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions, works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
Yeah. So, it would be great if we could just eat chocolate, but the cocoa flavanol is the refined version of it. It tastes good. It makes your coffee taste good, or protein shakes, whatever you're doing. But if you've been feeling like your testosterone or recovery or blood flow is off, this is the answer. The offer ends fairly quickly, but hit the link below and get hard to kill, and go pick up Flavanols, NMN. Man, I'm actually using the new nootropics as well. All good stuff, man. Testosterone, the whole line. 50% off. You can't beat it. Thankful, man. They're trying to make fathers strong. Go become harder to kill. Okay. Now, that's the thing. You gotta stay awake, armed, and alert, guys. We're living through the moment the deep state is losing control. They want to reset the world, but they forgot one thing. We're still here. We see through the lies. We build, we fight, and we never fold, right? This isn't about politics anymore. It's about sovereignty over your body, over your mind, over your damn future. Okay. Now, the other thing, I forgot to post this, but Trump said, somebody please explain to Cookie Tucker Carlson, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. So a lot of fracturing going on. Kind of expected that because a lot of people are waking up. This isn't 2002 anymore, guys. We have social media, thank God. We can share the real world with each other, right? But anyway, I wanted to share all this information because it's pretty crazy. I want to know your thoughts, man. I know it's conflicting on both sides. I'm not saying I have all the answers. Maybe you do. So fill us in if you do. But I'll see you in the next war brief, guys. Until then, stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous.